Let's get started. Welcome back to the Hot Dish Pod. It's good to have you here. We got some very interesting news this week. TJ Hockenson traded to the Vikings.
Well, he was a first-round pick, right? 2 years ago?
Drafted 8th overall in 2019, I think.
Dude, yeah, that's insane. I would way rather take a first-round pick from 2 years ago than in 2 years from now. And we didn't even have to give up a first-round pick.
No,
and
we
plus,
actually got back 2/4, which, with the Lions being the Lions, most likely are a lot closer to late-round thirds than they are fourth-rounders.
Exactly. We barely gave up anything. And he's 25 years old, right? It's crazy.
Yeah, they're about the same age. I think Irv Smith is 24. He's 25. He's a much better tight end.
Irv Smith's done, right?
Even.
Is he no longer?
He's out 8 to 10 weeks, which could end up being the whole season. But he is not signed to another year after this year, so he's going to go into the offseason as a free agent. Now with the Vikes acquiring Hockenson, it's likely this was his last season, and we're going to let him walk after this.
Hockenson has this year and next year with the Vikings, and then
correct, still on his rookie contract, which
this year
super helpful.
Next year, I think we have to pay him like $9.5 million or something like that, which is gonna, obviously we're gonna have to drop the cap. I believe, I don't have the exact numbers in front of me, but I'm sure somebody in the chat can look it up, and it's $9.5 million over. Where right now he's only like $540,000.
Right.
It's a big jump.
But
so
he was an upgraded tight end. I think though he'll be competing for targets with like better receivers now than he was in Detroit, because Detroit just has like Josh Reynolds and St. Brown, and now he's going to be competing with Jefferson and Thielen. And
to Josh's point, yes, he is 100% not going to receive the same target share, but he's also not going to receive the same defensive, spotlight on them. He's not going to get doubled as much because there's way more weapons on the Vikings offense to worry about, whereas the Lions, he was one of the top dogs producing. So I think he'll have a jump in production with less attention on him. But looking towards Vikings Commanders this week in the Meadowlands, you guys got any final score predictions for the game?
Oh, man.
Final score predictions. Vikings 28, Commanders 10.
I'm going to say 34-17 Vikes. That's my pick.
I'm going to go with 31-28 Vikes.
Surprisingly, the money line isn't even that highly favoring the Vikes. I'm kind of shocked.
Well, the Commanders have been kind of on a roll lately. They've won their last 3 games, I think.
We got some lines here from the sports books. The over-under set at 43.5 points. Where are you guys standing on that?
Well, I mean, in my prediction, I went over, so I'm going to go over.
I was doing the math in my head. I was like, so
I was way over.
Yeah.
I think Jefferson's due for a 3-touchdown game. He's going to surprise everybody. Not surprise everybody.
I think under.
I do like the over in this one.
Their defense hasn't been letting up like that many points, even against like good teams. Like the Eagles only scored 24 points against them.
That D-line is scary with Chase Young out there. There's no doubt.
Yeah. Boy, would you go under, Alex?
No, I still like the over. I think it's 2 offenses that have been clicking all season, and I don't see any reason for it to stop.
Did you both said over and I said under?
Correct.
So it'll be over.
So,
okay.
Yeah, so you were wrong.
If you are placing any bets,
just go against anything Josh goes.
The safe bet would be over.
The Fade King.
Yep.
The Manders got Taylor Heineke starting in at quarterback, who actually did look good replacing Carson Wentz, so should be an interesting story to watch develop to see how he does.
Yeah, he's been good.
He's been playing really well.
Yeah, that's been surprising too. I thought as soon as Wentz was out, it's like they're done. They were going to be the Washington Nationals.
Wentz, it's not that hard to. What am I trying to say here?
To replace Wentz?
I don't know. He's not that great.
Yeah.
He was for like a year with the Eagles, and then he just went downhill.
And he shows flashes, and then the next play he'll throw a ball while falling over right into the defender's hands, and it's like, oh, what are you doing? But Heineke, I feel like, provides a much safer floor. I think he's a more conservative quarterback and provides a little on the ground that Wentz doesn't really have. So we'll see if the Vikings linebackers can contain that running game.
I picked up the Vikings D this week in my fantasy, so
it could be a good play.
Let's do it.
Well, then I hope for your case it's not the over.
Yeah. Well,
unless it's like all Viking scores. Yeah.
All right. Kirk Cousins, 16.5 fantasy score.
I'd take the over on that.
I would. Yeah, I think it's safe over.
The only reason it would end up being under is if we take a.
Wait, should we do this right now? Like, should we like actually?
You could pull it up and actually place our bets.
Do like a 5-point parlay here.
Go for it. I'll do it.
Are we saying just in this game?
Yeah, just fight. Oh well, we can't really. Yeah, we can. We just have to make sure we pick both.
I do kind of have a feeling actually. I'm going to change my mind mostly because Josh said over, and I know he's wrong. It's probably going to be under. And I'll tell you why, is because we're going to take a 17-point lead right off the first quarter. We're going to be up enough where they're going to not want to just keep throwing the ball and try to turn it over or anything. They're going to be just handing it over to Dalvin Cook over and over, and Cousins is not going to gain all the points that he needs because he doesn't run the ball. So he has to throw for...
I mean, you're wrong there.
That's true. I was wrong last week, but I think he's not going to run the ball this week. Yeah, Lamar Cousins.
He's going to run for an 80-yard touchdown, an 80-yard touchdown scramble, and he's going to almost be at 16 points right off that.
Yeah. If Kirk Cousins runs for an 80-yard touchdown, we will post an epic video.
I was expecting something a little more intense there.
I can't come up with the idea.
You got to go jump in the...
I'll go streak at the game. I'll streak at the game with a Hot Dish Sports flag, and that'll get us some followers. If he runs for an 80-yard touchdown, I will run it. I'll make it so I don't get too much trouble. I'll run in my underwear on the field holding a Hot Dish Sports flag. You heard it here. And if they don't, Josh has to do it.
Fair enough. Which one do you like the over more on? Jefferson's 90.5 receiving yards or 19.5 fantasy score?
So
I take the fantasy score.
I don't know if I would bet on either necessarily.
Interesting.
Why's that? I don't know. It just doesn't seem like seems like it could go either way, and I don't know which way. He hasn't been scoring that many fantasy points. I mean, like. He's had a couple games, but
he catches one touchdown. He's gonna have enough to pass that. So you're basically, in my mind, is he gonna catch touchdown or not? Or have one big catch or not?
I'm taking the over on Adam Thielen's 12.5 points.
Mm-hmm. You see him finding the end zone today or Sunday?
I think so. People know about Justin Jefferson now.
Do we have a Hockenson? We've already talked about Hockenson. Is there?
I don't see any.
No, it doesn't look like.
All right. Well, then I'll throw one out. Over under 9.5 for Hockenson points fantasy.
Oh, under.
Under? You don't think they utilize him? I saw in the press conference they did already give him an iPad and they said study up.
Oh yeah. Well, I just think it's really soon for him to come in and make a big impact on the offense. I'm sure they're gonna utilize him in certain ways. He might get a few red zone looks, but I think overall, I don't even. If his receptions were at 3.5, I'd probably take the under. But do I see him scoring a touchdown? Yeah, I like that a lot more.
To make a statement, once they get up by 20 points,
right?
Give him a touchdown, make him feel at home, or they wait and get his first touchdown at home. But
see how quickly they want to get him fully involved and fully up to speed. But NFL playbooks are complicated, and it takes time to get into them. So we'll see how the Vikings decide to handle that this Sunday.
Has Detroit played against the Commanders already? He probably already is. I'm pretty sure they've already played them this season.
Yeah,
so
the Lions beat them.
So he kind of probably already has a little. He's probably given the Vikes a little information, even possibly on him that we didn't have before.
Let me see what the what did
Let's see.
T.J. Hockenson had 26 yards, 3 receptions, like nothing special. He was not part of the win there.
No.
If anybody watching wants to post in the comments your picks on Prize Picks, do it and beat Josh. That won't be hard though. Well, if the Vikings win this Sunday and the Packers lose again this Sunday, it's over. We win the division. So let's hope that happens.
Whoa.
I think that past Viking teams, literally even last year, probably would find a way to lose to Washington this weekend. But I don't think this Vikings team will. I think they'll win. I think the curse is over. Being a Vikings fan in the past, you're not surprised when they lose by like a easy, field goal or something and they just miss it. Whatever. So I feel like this year the team, there's just something different.
It feels there's a change in culture. I mean, you look at last year and all these close games that we couldn't finish them out. We lost so many games decided by 3 points. And this year it's the complete opposite. We're 5-0 in games decided by 3 or less points. So, KOC is bringing in a new culture. The guys are buying into it, and it's a fun team to watch.
They definitely are. It's fun watching the post game. I don't know if you guys have seen every game in the locker room. He gives away the ball and stuff. I've been watching that each week, and it just seems like a kid's locker room. Like they're all just having a blast, even KOC. So that's good to see.
And, they're playing a child's game, and I feel like that's the best way to go about it. Is you gotta just love it and enjoy doing it, and that's what it looks like when you watch this team play. Well, that's all we got for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Drop a comment on some topics you want us to discuss next time. For now, that's all we got.